This is Season 9, Episode 186 of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast.
Sometimes the important thing is not the number of miles you've driven, but what's going on inside your head while driving. The Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast will stimulate your mind and keep you company while on the road. Join us for education, motivation, and inspiration from wherever you may be in our nation. You'll hear roundtable discussions about important information that's impacting our industry. Plus, you'll learn more about new technology, equipment, driving opportunities, safety, and operations. Get driver success and fitness tips to keep you profitable, safe, healthy, as well as entertaining stories from the road. And don't you know, we've all got a few of those. We might be traveling in different directions, but we're all part of one driver community at the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. With your host, trucker Tim Cicerelli.
Well, hello, friends, and welcome back to another edition of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. This is Season 9, Episode 186. I'm your host, Tim Cicerelli, otherwise known as Trucker Tim. So whether you're listening from behind the wheel, taking a break at a truck stop, hanging out at home, or maybe even planning your next load, thanks so much for making us part of your day. As always, this podcast is specifically designed for the Stevens Transport family of drivers and for those that are considering making the leap to Stevens Transport. We want to keep you connected, informed, motivated, and help you discover opportunities that can make both your career and your life even better. In this episode, we'll be talking about ways to maximize your opportunities here at Stevens Transport and hearing firsthand from someone who's proving that success doesn't just happen overnight. It happens mile after mile, decision after decision, and through a commitment to constantly improving yourself. We'll also revisit one of the most impactful opportunities available to drivers today. I'm talking about team driving. If you've ever wondered how driving with a partner could potentially increase your earnings, improve your efficiency, and maximize your time on the road, it'll also create a whole different trucking experience. That segment is coming up, and it's definitely one you don't want to miss. Then, in our driver's spotlight, we pull some audio from a video that you can find on the Stevens Transport YouTube channel. You'll meet independent contractor Thomas Andres II, whose story is all about discipline, hard work, and building a trucking career 1 mile at a time. His journey offers valuable lessons about financial responsibility, setting long-term goals, and what it really takes to thrive as an independent contractor for Stevens Transport. Plus, with hurricane season officially underway, we'll share an important safety reminder from Stevens Transport Safety Supervisor Terrence Burgess. If you're traveling through areas that could be impacted by severe weather this season, you want to pay close attention because these simple little reminders could make a big difference in keeping you safe while out there on the road. But first, let's kick off episode 186, where we celebrate one of our own. You'll hear the inspiring story of a promotion to Senior Transformation Manager and get a behind-the-scenes look at how Stevens Transport continues investing in innovation, technology, and creating opportunities for growth both inside the building and behind the wheel. Let's talk to Braden Birk on our Stevens Roundtable. You know, one of the things that we love to do here on the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast is congratulate hard workers, those that have come into the fold at Stevens Transport, shown what they can do, and then celebrate them when they get promoted. And that's exactly what we're doing right now with our friend Braden Birk, who just received a promotion, and a promotion to a title of which I'm not that familiar with, and you might not be either. So let's let the man tell us himself what he's doing. Braden, welcome to the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast, and congratulations on your promotion.
Appreciate it. Yeah, so the role is Senior Transformation Manager, where it's pretty technology and IT focused and looking to improve business processes kind of anywhere around the building where we can make a difference. Operations, customer service, driver relations, driver experience, you name it, is really what the goal is.
So really, for someone to fulfill that role, they have to have a general knowledge of everything. Like truly, I'm a sports guy, and a baseball guy in particular. So the utility player that can play infield, outfield, pinch hit, or do whatever is one of the most valuable people on the team. How do you think you got to that point? What was your path, Braden, that put you in a position to have such knowledge on a broad scale like that?
Yeah, so whenever I started a little over 5 years ago, I was very fortunate to work under and shadow Robert Salamani. So he really brought me into the fold and taught me a lot, got my chops in operations and slowly kind of started taking on more responsibilities in different departments and kind of learning my ropes around the whole business, which I was very appreciative to be able to do.
And so not only are you working your magic there in the building in Dallas, Texas, but what you do spills over to our drivers. Tell us about that, since our drivers are our primary listeners here of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the big deals that we're trying to help improve is really driver experience, looking at some of the things where there's maybe some pain points. We're looking right now at phone systems and potential areas where we could improve that, maybe bringing in AI to help, route calls to the correct locations and improve hold or wait times for drivers is one example right off the bat that we're currently looking at. Hope to complete it
That
soon.
seems like the one that's most valuable to them as well, too, because you just talked about saving them time and then really honing in on efficiency so they can get back out on the road and do what they're paid to do.
Absolutely, yes. Removing as much friction as we can as possible for them is really going to improve their experience. And, if they need help out there, just need to call for a quick chat, being able to get them to the right person as quick as possible is very important.
So in your position, this newly created position, working under Robert Salamani, that's basically what he's done on an elite level, really from the beginning, from the way I understand his relationship with Stevens Transport and the family and the many years that he's been there. And to shadow him, you couldn't have a better role model for what you're trying to do. What do you find are some of the challenges right out of the get-go? Because you said we're just a couple of months into this brand new position.
Yeah, some of the challenges is really making sure that you understand what the requirements are and understanding, outside of just the driver stuff, but also in different departments on making sure you're improving something that's going to make a difference. You don't want to go down a rabbit hole and then you're not checking with the right people. And next thing you know, you spend a lot of time trying to change something that really didn't need to be changed. So trying to hone in on what can actually make a difference for the company.
Now let's talk about the other side of that coin. Is in the short time that you've been performing under this senior transformation manager, what are some of the small victories or large victories that you've seen in the short amount of time that you've been in this position?
Yeah, a few things that we've been working on that we've kind of finished so far is converting our accounts payable system over to pay with ACH payments instead of checks. So that's able to, pay our vendors quicker, pay them on time, make sure nothing gets lost in the mail, that kind of stuff. And they really appreciate it in terms of just ease of doing business with us.
So, you did not drive. Is that correct, Braden? If I'm remembering from our previous episodes, were you a driver at one point?
Not a driver, no, sir.
And I asked that question because, this is driver-centered, this podcast, but a lot of people are finding this podcast because we have it listed under the jobs and careers category, because the goal of this podcast and the goal of Stevens is to keep building that team, and in particular drivers, of course, retain our drivers and recruit new drivers. But we need people inside the building like you, some all-stars as well. So for those people that might have found this podcast that are looking for work in logistics and transportation, what would you say to them about the culture at Stevens Transport? And you said you've been there, I think, 5 years, right around the length of the time we've been doing this podcast. What would you say to someone who's looking for a career, and why Stevens?
Yeah, Stevens is a great location. It's one of North America's largest trucking companies, especially in the refrigerated section. Great equipment, great people. It's really just a great environment to be in, and being able to really learn quickly and promote you quickly whenever they see people who deserve it. And it's just really great.
I love that you said that. And, you and I have been with Stevens right around the same amount of time. Of course, I'm not a Stevens employee, but I've been blessed to really, kind of have my finger on the pulse of all departments, because we've interviewed hundreds of people over the last 5 years. And one of the things that really stands out to me about this company is the mobility that's offered someone like you or somebody that's thinking about coming into Stevens Transport, into transportation and logistics there in Dallas. There's tons of upward mobility and lateral mobility as well, too. You might jump in and find something might not be your sailboat. It's more of a rowboat for you. And then Stevens will play your strengths and make you a sailboat. Do you find that that's pretty much the case? It certainly is with you, it seems.
Absolutely. Yeah. I came in under the manager and training program, which they've really developed over the last few years to really get people exposed to a lot of aspects of the business and find where they fit in best and can make the biggest difference. So I think it's great.
So in the episode notes of every episode of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast, we have all the links and phone numbers and email addresses that you need if you're interested to become a part of the team of Stevens Transport. 45 years, I believe, Braden. Is that what we're celebrating this year with Stevens Transport?
Yes, sir.
45 years, this company's never been in debt. There's never been a layoff. And then you can see in just a short amount of time the experience that one can achieve, much like Braden Birk, our new Senior Transformation Manager. Braden, congratulations again on the promotion, and really great to see you again. And thanks for being with us on the podcast.
I appreciate it, Tim. Have a good one.
Now more than ever, truck drivers are true American heroes. The men and women who literally keep America moving by delivering goods across the country. Being a professional driver is a rewarding, financially lucrative, long-term career filled with exciting adventures. A career where you'll never have to worry about job security. If you have your CDL and keep it up, it will sustain you for the long haul. You can see the country, serve your country, and provide a good life for your family. Whether you'd rather haul on a dedicated route or lane, or prefer working with one specific customer, if you want to own your business, we have a program that sets you up for success with all the tools and support you need. We've got opportunities in our intermodal rail division and have programs to help military veterans transition into trucking careers. We have second generations of drivers whose parents have driven for Stevens, who then trained their children and are now truck drivers. Some are even small fleet owners. So, whatever your dream is, you can achieve it right here at Stevens. If you're looking for a company with a 40-plus year track record that's never had a layoff and just had the largest pay increase in company history for both new and experienced drivers, Stevens Transport has you covered. We offer the finest tools and technology and provide our drivers with the best state-of-the-art equipment on the market. Our infrastructure will support you both on and off the road. As a driver for Stevens, you become part of our family. Many companies throw the word family around. We're family-owned, family-run, and family-driven. Our 40-plus years of success is built on family. At Stevens, you're not just a number. Our drivers are part of our extended family, and we recognize and honor them every chance we get. If you want to be among the top income earners among professional drivers, if you want great benefits, if you want to have every type of driving opportunity at your fingertips, if you want to be part of a company that will stand behind you and ensure your success, come join the Stevens Transport family today and become an American hero. So, what are you waiting for? Take the first step toward your future career with the best trucking company in America. Become part of the Stevens Transport family today by calling our recruiting department at 1-800-333-8595 or apply online at stevenstransport.com.
Ever wondered what it's like to drive across the country and get paid to see America's breathtaking landscapes? Welcome to life as a team driver with Stevens Transport. The life of a trucker can sometimes feel solitary, but with team driving, you're never alone. Let's dive into how teaming up with another driver can transform your trucking career. So what exactly is team driving? Simply put, it's when two drivers share the responsibilities of operating the same truck. This allows for continuous travel and efficient delivery. Federal regulations require solo drivers to be off-duty for at least 10 consecutive hours after 11 hours of driving. Team driving, however, maximizes productivity by alternating driving shifts, cutting down on overall trip times. By working in shifts, team drivers can cover over 5,500 miles a week. That's more than double what solo drivers can achieve, leading to more priority loads and higher earnings. Efficiency is key. With two drivers, tasks like loading and unloading become quicker and easier. Plus, you'll earn more per mile. One of the greatest perks? You get to choose your driving partner, whether it's a close friend or a new acquaintance. Having a partner on the road makes those long hauls more enjoyable. And what about rest? Team drivers sleep in comfy bunk beds while the truck is moving, allowing for nearly non-stop travel without sacrificing sleep. Safety is another major advantage. With two drivers, there's an added layer of oversight to ensure committed safety. So, if you're ready to take your trucking career to the next level, consider team driving with Stevens Transport. It's the perfect blend of companionship, efficiency, and increased earnings. Explore the benefits of team driving and start your adventure today with Stevens Transport. Apply now and join a team that drives you to success. Your journey starts here.
Welcome back to the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. My name is Tim Cicerelli, otherwise known as Trucker Tim. If you wouldn't mind, when you hit your next stop, please follow or subscribe to this podcast from whichever podcast platform you're enjoying it from. We are everywhere. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible. If it's a platform with a podcast on it, we are there. And by following the podcast, you'll have a brand new episode waiting for you each and every week as soon as it's released. And if you wouldn't mind, please leave us a review. Tell us what you like about the show and what you'd like changed. We are producing this podcast for you to keep you educated, informed, and hopefully a little entertained as well. Time now for our driver's spotlight. We pulled some audio from a video that you can find on our Stevens Transport YouTube channel. This is a story of an independent contractor at Stevens Transport. This driver grew up in Dallas, Texas. He built his trucking career from the ground up, starting with hands-on training at Lone Star and working his way toward a major milestone. Well, now he's setting his sights on 1 million miles. In this driver spotlight, this driver shares his work ethic, money-saving strategies, and road wisdom that's kept him thriving as an independent contractor for Stevens Transport. This is the story of driver Thomas Andres II.
Thomas Andres, independent contractor for Stevens Transport. Grew up here in Dallas. It feels good because it feels like it's a completion of something. So my next goal is to make 1 million miles, so I'm hoping I can get there. Lone Star in Houston. I'm a friendly person, so I got to know all the teachers and everything, and the head guy. And so I got lucky because I got to train on a stick, on a standard, instead of having to do an automatic, so I made my license better. So they really helped out. Probably two things. One, when I started and I was actually out by myself, it was kind of a memorable deal to be by myself once I left the trainer. And today, I think it's really cool to be able to complete something. So I have a good work ethic. I've always believed that if you don't get up every morning and get ready to go to work, you're not going to work. So it just makes it easier to know that you're getting up, you have a time, you're getting up, you're going to work. And it makes it easier to get through the day. My main thing right now is my daughter. She just had twins at Christmas, which gives her 5 kids now. And so my focus is, speaking with her and talking with her every day. I really like to play golf when I'm off. I used to be pretty good at golf, but now being on the truck, you don't get to play as much, so it makes it a little harder. I like the state of Utah and out that direction because it's very pretty. And growing up here in Texas and everything, well, we don't necessarily have mountains, so that's really cool. I don't like snow when it's out there, but other than that. The thing that I tell everybody that asks me about being a contractor, I tell them there's 3 things. It's fuel, fuel, fuel. I necessarily don't do a trip plan to go from point A to point B, but I do set up and know where I'm going to get fuel at the cheapest between those 2 points. And I make a point to be able to stretch it out to get to where I want to be to try to save as much money as I can.
Thank you, Thomas, for sharing your story with us. We have a link to that video in the episode notes. Not quite done with episode 186. One more little safety reminder for you from the desk of our safety supervisor, Terrence Burgess. You know, hurricane season is here. It's officially underway, and if you are traveling into areas where storms may impact your operations, please follow these important safety reminders. We know that you know a lot of this information, but it doesn't help to be reminded from time to time. Plan ahead and stay informed by checking weather forecasts and road conditions before and during your trip. Monitor updates regularly. Adjust your route as needed. Maintain contact with dispatch and identify safe places to stop if the weather conditions worsen. You should be aware of major hazards associated with hurricanes. You got high winds that can destabilize or even overturn trailers. Floodwaters can move or sweep away vehicles, and heavy rain significantly reduces visibility and traction. Drive proactively at all times. Make sure you reduce your speed, increase your following distance, keep both hands on the wheel, and maintain full control of your vehicle at all times. Use extra caution when driving on bridges, overpasses, and open highways where wind exposure is much greater. Avoid flooded areas and recognize when it is time to stop. Never drive through flooded roadways, as water depth and road conditions are often unknown. If visibility becomes poor or you lose control of your vehicle, pull over in a safe location. Do not continue driving if roads are closed or conditions are unsafe. Be prepared and always prioritize safety. Ensure your vehicle and load are secure and in good condition before traveling. Keep your fuel levels high and carry necessary emergency supplies. Remember, no load is worth risking your life. Find a safe haven when conditions demand it. That is from the desk of Safety Supervisor Terrence Burgess. Okay, now it's time to pump the brakes on episode 186 of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. If you found this podcast because you're searching for a brand new career, please make sure you visit the episode notes. We will have phone numbers and every link possible for you to learn more about Stevens Transport and even schedule a call with one of our recruiters. All the information is in the episode notes. And like we said earlier, please follow or subscribe to this podcast from whichever platform you're enjoying it from and share it with one of your fellow drivers. We sure would appreciate it. And finally, my name is Tim Cicerelli, otherwise known as Trucker Tim. Thanks for joining me. And until next time, be safe out there. And thanks for listening to the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast.